What's up, you guys? Newbie Time here with Newbie Time's weekly podcast that I'm going to start doing. I'm trying a little something new. More or less going to try to talk about, obviously SmackDown's tonight because it is January 2nd, 2018. Last night was Raw. Really not much happening last night on Raw. The club did, Balor Club, original Bullet Club, because Finn Balor was the one who created that initially. And, it was amazing to me that Michael Cole gave a shout out, kinda, to the Bullet Club. Because he didn't call Bullet Club out by name, but he did say at one of the most influential groups in sports entertainment today. So that was a pretty nice little shout out to the Bullet Club, in an innuendo. I mean, obviously a lot of people won't know what he was talking about, but for the ones that do, good on them for that. I mean, you can't really deny the fact that the Bullet Club has got a humongous NWO presence in wrestling today. I mean, it's amazing. Wrestle Kingdom Thursday, January 4th. Check that out for sure. I know that the time difference, it's going to be pretty crazy. Like, the time, I think it starts at 2 a.m. or something, That was kind of like it was for the G1 Classic, and I watched every bit of that. I had watched that while I was at work at night. After I got done with all my stuff, I'd kind of watch it here and there and stuff like that. It was a really good showing, man. Those guys really put a lot of effort in. They really did a good job. So, Monday Night Raw last night, really, like I said, nothing much happened, I really don't like what they're doing with Cesaro, man. They really shit on him a lot, and I really don't like that. Cesaro's one of their biggest names, I think, as far as, wrestling, just wrestling, man. He's a great worker. He's really strong. I'd compare him to John Cena in strength. I don't know, which one is stronger. I really don't care, but, and the fact they just make this dude lose all the time, man, it's really disheartening. I mean, you got Jason Jordan and fucking Seth Rollins being the title picture. I don't really like that either, being the title holders. I really want to see what they're doing with that, but as of right now, I don't like that. I really hope that they're starting this stable with, like I said, with the club, man. I really hope that they're bringing that back. With Finn Balor and Anderson and Gallows, man, I really hope they continue this because I think that the WWE Raw especially needs a strong stable, and I really wish they'd start doing stables again, honestly. That's one thing about New Japan that I really do like is how they have all these different stables and how, you got, off my head, I can think, Bullet Club, Los Holder Almost, or whatever the word is, I don't know. And then you got the, what is it, Hamaguchi-san or something. Like I said, that's not it, but it's something like that, and there's just a lot of different stables than New Japan, which I think it makes it more interesting, man, because then you got, the Lone Wolf out, and he's kind of, against the world, man, so, like I said, I don't really prepare anything for these. I'm not like a lot of these podcasts that I feel like, some of them are really good, and then other ones I just feel like they all, go into it. And I'm not going to say any names here, but there's one in particular where, I feel as though their outlook on it is completely ridiculous. One person could say they like something, and then obviously the next guy will say he liked it too. And then, if it, the next segment, he didn't like it and the other guy didn't like it. It's I don't feel like it's authentic, I feel like it's all okay, so if I agree on this, you agree on it too, because that's what people want to hear. It's not what people want to hear. People want to hear the truth. They want to hear your opinion. I think my opinions on stuff are, whatever, they're my opinions, right? But I'm not going to say that I'm better than anybody or not better, but I just don't like the whole, I feel like one person is kind of leading the reins and everybody else is kind of going off of what he's saying. I will have to give a shout out to Wrestling Inc. Podcast, man. It's my favorite podcast to listen to about wrestling. It's really good stuff. I'm going to have to try to check out the Booker T stuff. Today in the Wrestling Inc. Podcast, they were talking about Renee, whatever her last name is, I can't remember. Renee Young. She has her own podcast called Regular Girls, stuff like that. Really want to check these podcasts out, man. I really like listening to that stuff, especially while I'm at work. It's nice to get podcasts in, really learn about stuff. Not really a big Stone Cold podcast guy. Kind of gets on my nerves, to be honest with you. He's more like, he said he was like this good worker. He really wasn't. You know, especially as he got older. He really wasn't that good of a worker. I don't give a crap what he says. And he always talks about the business and stuff, like the business. The only reason, and this is just me giving personal opinion, the only reason that dude had anything, he was such a crybaby and selfish person. Like the one time he didn't get what he wanted from Vince and he ran off and quit. Like, I got nothing for that. And he's annoying. He really tried to push Dean Ambrose a little too much, and you saw Dean Ambrose in that podcast kind of push back. He didn't want to talk to Austin. He really didn't give a shit, you know. And I think Austin should have like realized that and really stopped pushing, but he didn't. Shows what kind of person he is, you know. And it's just a lot. Like last night, especially that whole Brock Lesnar post, that Brock Lesnar crap. I'm so sick and tired of seeing Brock Lesnar sit in the ring. Paul Heyman give his little rewind promo, because any promo for the last 3 years that you do with Brock Lesnar, you know what he's going to say. I mean, it's honestly like turn off the TV. I mean, honestly. I mean, that's what it is. It's not entertaining. And then last night to have Kane come out there to a choke slam, Lesnar no-sells it, knocks him over the top rope, and then all of a sudden, game over. Like, that was just ridiculous, man. They could have came up with something better than that. I was really hoping that Strowman would have come out and busted both their asses, personally. You know, I really want to see Strowman get the title. I don't know when that's in store for him, because obviously the reason they got Kane in this pay-per-view is to take the pin. I mean, it's so obvious. I hate when stuff is that obvious. I really don't know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. We'll have to wait and see on that. So, you know, it's just certain things like that, man. So, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. SmackDown tonight, I will be discussing that. I'll have to obviously watch it back because I do work tonight. So, I'm going to try to watch it as I go, but I might just have to listen to it, you know. But, I'm going to go and see what I'm going to go off of that. Jason Jordan gets on my nerves. Don't really like him at all. He's a good wrestler. He's annoying as hell on the mic. You know, it's just, I was really hoping Samoa Joe would have won the title last night. I like Roman Reigns. He's a great worker. Every match he's in is gold, but it's just like, he doesn't need the title, man. I think Joe really needs that title to elevate his status. But, you know, I think The Miz will get it back. The Miz is gold, too, on the mic, man. You can't beat The Miz. So, you know, it's just like, obviously, the only reason The Miz dropped the title is because he had to go film that movie. Because for some reason, the only thing that'll apply, the only time that, if you don't defend the title once a month and you get it stripped from you, that only applies to everyone but Brock Lesnar, okay? So that rule's stupid. I mean, you can't, I don't know. It's dumb. A lot of contradictory there, a lot of fuckery. So a lot of stupidness. But, you know, I've been talking, been flapping the old gums, so I'm gonna get off here. Pretty mediocre Raw, honestly. The best part about it, honestly, was the Bullet Club reunion. So I'm gonna get off here, guys. I'll let you later. Newbie time out.